Hey y'all, welcome back to Mom's True Tea. It's been a minute, but your girl needed to take a little breather. I really did. I needed to take a little breather to get focused in on writing another book, as so many of you have asked. And also, I needed to get into some isolation myself and really hone in on my own healing, to be completely honest. I recognized that I had been pushing forward, creating content and podcast episodes, and I hadn't really taken a moment or a breather to set some boundaries, not only with myself, but with other things and other people. But here we are. And a couple of months ago, my husband and I, we went to see the new Superman. And for those of you that haven't gone and seen it, and if you are a Superman fan, go check it out. So we went to go see Superman, and I sat there watching the movie, and it prompted me to do this episode. And I know you're like, girl, why? What does Superman have to do with me as a mom being estranged or dealing with abuse or all the things that we're all dealing with? Well, first of all, moms are superheroes. So let's clock that. Okay. But it prompted me to do so and to point out something that some mothers don't even realize, and some of us may not be ready to acknowledge. And that is our kids, they're our kryptonite, girl. Yep. Kryptonite. If you watch Superman, you already know kryptonite is that green mineral looking thing that makes Superman weak every time it's in his proximity, and it is used purposely by his nemesis and the villains in the story to make him weak. And when he is exposed to it for long periods of time, it can also kill him. And girl, as I sat there watching, I said, that is the perfect explanation as to how some of our kids make us feel too. Okay, let's keep it real. Our kids are oftentimes the ones we love the most, sacrifice the most, support the most, and have even made some of them our idols. And they can also be the ones who not only make us weak, but they bring us the most pain. And also, they're the ones we are exposed to often. And when they are toxic, abusive, disrespectful, and ungrateful for long periods of time, it makes us weak and it is killing us. It may not be killing us physically. In some cases, it is, but it is definitely killing us mentally. And people need to be aware that sometimes the abuse is not coming from a partner or always a parent to child, but it's coming from our kids. I know this may not sit right with everybody, and some folks aren't even ready to admit that their child has become toxic. But if you are listening, and you are nodding your head right now at all, then you already know that nobody can hurt us the way our kids can. They can break our hearts into a million pieces. They can drain us emotionally, financially, mentally, and spiritually. And they can even make us feel like we're prisoners, unsafe, or even trapped in our own homes. And here's the thing. Society doesn't really let moms say this type of stuff out loud. And that is the reason why I created Mom's True Tea platform. It wasn't just about to talk about estrangement. It wasn't just to talk about my experience of being estranged by choice, because my younger son had become my kryptonite. He made me weak. And had I not decided to become estranged from him, he would have killed me. Nonetheless, society doesn't want moms to say these things out loud, because the narrative is always mothers have to be strong, mothers have to endure, mothers have to sacrifice no matter what. But endurance has cost us significantly. Sacrificing has cost us significantly. And when your child is toxic, because children can become toxic, I know they love to say that their parents are toxic, but children can absolutely become toxic. And when your child is abusive, that cost could be more than just your mental well being. It can cost you more than financial. It can cost you more than emotional. It can cost you your life. The reality of There's a reality of child to parent abuse that nobody is talking about, or at least it's not being talked about as much. You hear all the time how children are becoming estranged from their parents. You're always hearing how bad a parent is, especially moms and some dads too, because I see you guys are starting to be a little bit more vocal on the platform. I hate that we're all here, but I'm happy that we have support for one another because we deserve a safe space, just like these children have all of these spaces. But back to my original point. The reality of child to parent abuse is not being talked about enough. So let's talk about some facts around that. And here's the thing, society doesn't really let moms say this out loud because the narrative is always mothers are strong, mothers have to endure, mothers have to sacrifice no matter what. But endurance has cost us so much. It has cost us our mental well being, it has cost us our health. And when your child is toxic and abusive, it can cost you your life. And in some cases, it has cost parents their lives. The reality of child to parent abuse is not being talked about as much as it should be. So let me break down some facts for a second. Child to parent violence is more common than we realize, but of course, social media isn't discussing it. Of course, parents aren't really discussing it because, one, you're suffering in silence, you're ashamed, you feel like you're the blame, and not only that, you're still protecting your abuser. Yep, that's exactly what it is. I know this to be true because I was protecting my son. Studies show that psychological aggression from children toward parents is shockingly high. Adolescents report rates between 91.5% to 93%, and parents report similar alarming figures. In the UK, 40% of child to parent violence incidents are going unreported to authorities. And again, it's because no matter how much abuse you are dealing with, no matter how much violence, you're still trying to protect that child that's abusing you. The highest rates are among young adults aged 19 to 25. And guess who the highest offenders are when it comes to this? Male children. Are we surprised? With everything that is happening around the world right now, women's rights being taken away, so many different things, are we really surprised that most offenders are males? I'm not. Many parents are facing CPV, are attacked not only verbally, but physically, and even with weapons. Some mothers have reported stress related heart attacks as a result of this ongoing abuse. Still, over half never seek help, never speak up. And 68% says shame or fear of judgment is what has stopped them. And how many times have I said in the past that shame loves silence? And again, they're not reporting it, not just out of shame or the fear of judgment, but they're also still trying to protect their children. Because who wants their child to be arrested? Who wants their child to be taken away? You know, this is how we're thinking. So we will continue to endure the abuse and the violence because we're still protecting that child. We're still protecting them. Abuse is not just physical. It can look like your child cursing you out. It can look like being drained financially. I know a lot of people don't think about that as abuse. You just think that I'm giving my child money or I'm taking care of something financially for them. It can come with being manipulated emotionally until you start to question your own sanity. You're blamed for every single problem they've ever had, hence why a lot of them are becoming estranged because their lives are not going as well as they're trying to make everyone on the outside think. And then who do they get to blame and dump that on? You, because they know you're going to take it. The emotional weight when your child becomes your kryptonite, it's not just about being sad or depressed. It is a slow breaking of your spirit. You start doubting yourself, wondering, what did I did wrong? You replay every decision you made as a parent. Basically, you're gaslighting your damn self. And that guilt, girl, listen, it keeps us stuck in relationships with our children that are literally killing us from the inside out. But let me set you free for a second. Being a mother does not mean you have to continuously be a punching bag, a dumping ground for their garbage. And this conversation is something that we need to really have. I know it's not warm and fuzzy. Y'all already know that I'm not warm and fuzzy when it comes to motherhood. I am authentic and I tell the truth no matter what. And it's not always easy to hear. And when I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to myself. But what we do need to do, we need to make sure that we are talking about this and bringing awareness to this, because silence is killing us. Silence is isolating us, and silence is enabling these toxic cycles to continue with our children because we want proximity to them. You want proximity to your abuser, which is very unhealthy and it's psychological. Because a lot of times we don't think with our heads, we think with our hearts and our emotions. And again, this silence is enabling toxic cycles to continue with our children. We have got to name what this is. We've got to claim what this is in order for us to heal from it. And we got to start protecting ourselves. That does not mean you stop loving your child. If you choose to become estranged, like I have chosen for diverse reasons. And for those of you that are not new here, you have heard my story countless times. But again, I'm estranged from my younger son, who is 30 years old. And I became estranged because he has fit every single narrative of what child to parent abuse looks like: financial, verbal, emotional, and even physical. So that is my story in the short of it. And again, if you choose to no longer engage with your child to protect yourself from being weak and being killed, that doesn't mean you stop loving your child. But what it does mean, you've made a conscious decision to stop sacrificing yourself. It means that you decided to stop being the sacrificial lamb for your child. It means that you decided to stop sacrificing your mental health, your financial stability, and it means that you have decided to stop sacrificing your peace of mind just to have proximity to a child or to be titled a good mom. Suffering does not make you a good mother. And you have to make a conscious choice on when you're going to make the decision to no longer suffer. And often it's at the hands of our children. That is where our suffering comes from. And that's because a lot of them are at war with themselves. And we have been a part of that battle for so long, we think it's normal, but it's not normal. And again, it doesn't make you a good mom. So ask yourself, has your child become your kryptonite? If you answered yes, know this: you're not a failure, nor should you feel guilt for wanting to get away from anyone that makes you feel weak or unsafe or that could possibly kill you. And just like Superman, you need to break free. You need to fly near the sun, metaphorically speaking, of course, so you can be restored, renewed, recharged, healed, and empowered. And you're not alone. I know a lot of women I see in the comments quite often say, I thought I was the only one going through this. You are not alone, girl. There are women all over the world that are dealing with some form of abuse from their children. So speak up, speak out, and seek support. But one thing you cannot do, you cannot continue to stay silent. You cannot stay near the kryptonite. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep showing up in my community to get empowered, because our lives are worth more than just enduring heartbreak and pain and tolerating abuse because we hold the title mom. If this episode resonated with you, I want you to do a few things for me if you haven't already. Share it with whoever you think needs to hear it. Leave a comment, and then grab my book, Reclaiming Your Identity by Kendall L. Williams, on momstruetea.com or on Amazon if you want it quickly. Follow me on all socials and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay? All right. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so blessed to have a community where I can show up as my most authentic self because I don't know what else to be. Don't forget to favorite the show, leave a review, and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite streaming platforms to stay up to date on new episodes. Subscribe to my newsletter at momstruetea.com. Follow us on all socials at MUMSTRUETEA, and be sure to share and stay tuned for more thought-provoking topics and real talk on Mom's True Tea with Kendall Lasha. Until next time, remember, you need you just as much as anyone else, so stop playing about you, okay?